Hey guys, what's up? My name is Dan and welcome back to the channel. Today, unfortunately, we are going to be talking about Arsenal versus PSG in the Champions League semi-finals. And yeah, it's a video I've put off for a day. It's literally been a day since the game. I purposely left it that long. I wanted to get it out of my system. I didn't want to do an emotional reactionary video. I wanted to do a bit more of a patient and well thought out and kind of balanced review of the game and our Champions League campaign this season, as well as the whole season in general. And this is going to be kind of like an autopsy, I guess, of the game, like I said, and the campaign and the season altogether. So, yeah, I'm going to try and keep it kind of short and sweet and to the point, I guess. Can always run the risk of going into rants and a little bit of anger in there, but I'm a bit chill now, to be honest with you. I've had time to digest it and think about it and think about what I was going to say. Going into the game, obviously, losing 1-0 at home in the first round was just not ideal. Cheap goal to concede. I thought we outplayed PSG in that first leg. They just took their chance and then just stuck with it, and we just struggled to score in both legs, to be honest with you. Really struggled going forward. Defending as well. In this second game, we looked terrified, really, from the first minute. I thought we started the game really well, to be fair, this game. We had to. We had to come out. We had to get an early goal. We were really trying. Even Odegaard had a shot. I mean, when was the last time Odegaard had a shot on goal? A really good shot. And a really good save. Donnarumma, for me, PSG's man of the match. Yeah, what can I say? That should have gone in. Saka had a couple of chances. We've just had a couple of we've had a really terrible couple of weeks, to be honest with you, in the league, in the Champions League. This season's kind of just fizzled out. And yeah, I think we deserved more than one goal in this game. It obviously finished 3-1 on aggregate, 2-1 on the night. Saka getting a really good goal towards the end of the game. Once that first goal of the game went in the half an hour mark, I thought that was it, to be honest with you. I mean, similar to the first round, I thought we were our own worst enemy in this game. They were clinical, they took their chances, they scored 2 goals, well played. But I thought we were really good, to be honest with you. We controlled the game a lot. We defended relatively kind of well, apart from 2, obviously, slip-ups. But overall, I thought we went toe-to-toe with PSG. I didn't think there was a massive amount of difference. People will say, well, they scored 2, you scored 1, so they won, whatever. I don't think there was much difference in this, to be honest with you. We had no answer, really. And the few chances we did get on goal, Donnarumma was more than up for the task, except for Saka's goal at the end, when it didn't really mean anything, to be honest with you. That last goal was just consolation. So yeah, we get kicked out of the Champions League at the semi-final stage. Inter Milan is in the final along with PSG, obviously, and yeah, like I said, well played. I think Inter Milan should be winning that final. Nothing special. There's nothing special about PSG, in my opinion. I'm not being salty. I'm genuinely mean that. I think if we'd been better, if we'd been as good as we could be, I think we could have quite easily won this game, won this round. But like I said, we played like a team that hasn't played the semi-final of the Champions League for 20 years. Terrified, sketchy, nervous. Like I said, we were our own worst enemy in this game. Arsenal prevented Arsenal from going to the Champions League final. So yeah, on the day, in the moment, bitterly disappointed, embarrassed, just that was the last hope for the season, and it's kind of gone now. The league went ages ago. Another poor one in the cups. This was it. This was like, oh my god, can we actually win the Champions League? I think the Champions League is winnable this year. Inter Milan, all credit to them. Okay, they beat us in the group stage 1-0, but I think we could have gone toe to toe with them in the final. At PSG, like I said, the all right team, world class goalkeeper. That lad they got from Napoli, I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. They're the only 2 world class people in that team, and yeah, I think we should have gone. I think 9 times out of 10 we beat them, but they beat us twice, so fair play to them. But yeah, so that was that basically, and you kind of start thinking like, is this a failure? Obviously, looking at Man United and Spurs in the diabolical Europa League final. I mean, that tournament has really taken a hit with this new format. But you think, oh, is this a failure? One of them is going to win the trophy. And so you're thinking about it. Well, one of my mates is like saying, well, I think if Arsenal reach the Champions League final, well, that's overachieving, really. The squad's not quite there yet for me, I think, to get to that final. Um, Obviously, injuries have happened. Dodgy refereeing decisions in the Premier League as well as in this game, and the referee really did not have a good game the second round. I'm not going to go into it because it just sounds too much like excuses, but he had a terrible game. That penalty that he awarded them was diabolical. Anyway, so yeah, I sat back and thought, you know what, maybe he's right. Maybe we would have overachieved for getting to this final. And all the great teams, PSG themselves, Man City recently, they always kind of lose a semi final. They get quite close and then they lose and then they go back and win it. I'm not saying we're going to win the Champions League next season, but we're going to be much more better. In a better place to do that. I think if we have a strong summer coming up, players coming back from injury as well. Football's extremely reactionary now. People are going, well, it's been 5 years, he's not won a trophy, Arteta, well, okay, cool. Who are we going to bring in if we let him go? Where were we 5 years ago? Some people have really, really short memories when it comes to football. People just seem to think, sack the coach and suddenly everything will be amazing again. Well, tell that to Man United fans. Tell that to Chelsea fans. It's not that simple. Arteta has turned this club around. Not just on the team. The team's the latest thing that he's had to start doing. It's all the background stuff, all the crap, all the players that we should have got rid of. Massive wages. We had to push them out of the club, get rid of all the crap and start again. Look at where Man United are right now. Around the Europa League final in the easiest Europa League in living memory. No, they're not playing Champions League level teams that have dropped down into the Europa League. They're playing barely Europa League level teams, and it's showing. So yeah, Arteta's you can't. You have to look at every single season Arteta's had and look where we were and then look at the progress we've made. He's taken us from perennial eighth position. We weren't in the Champions League for I think 5 or 6 years straight. And suddenly I think, we're in our third season in the Champions League when we reached the semi-final. The first time we've reached the semi-final in 19 years. Why would you throw that away? Obviously, everyone wants us to win something. Yes, we do. We should have won something this season, in my opinion, but you can't just sack Arteta, not have any kind of backup plan, and expect all the last 5 seasons to be for nothing. The players love Arteta, the owners love Arteta, the fans the real Arsenal fans love Arteta. Whoever is an Arsenal fan, whoever calls themselves Arsenal fans and says Arteta out, we should get rid of the manager, isn't an Arsenal fan or is just the most moronic person alive. We're on a clear process. Process has become a bit of a meme. What level of process are you in? Well, we just reached the semi-final of the Champions League. That's the level of process we're in right now. Why can't we go on and win something next season? Everyone's like, well, Arsenal fans always look for next season. Well, yeah, that's the whole point of being a football fan. Is you go, okay, we haven't won anything this season, we'll go again next season. That's literally the whole point. If you go into the next season and think, well, we're not going to win anything, so what's the point? Then stop being a football fan because you're not going to get any joy out of it. Your team's not going to win everything every single season unless it's Man City, obviously. So we're in a clear process. We're in a progress. We're just almost there. He's sorted out the defence. He's pretty much sorted out the midfield. Although I think the midfield does still need work, and we just need to sort out our attacking line now. We're almost there. A brilliant striker, another brilliant winger, another midfielder, and we're ready to go. And obviously a decent goalkeeper backup to Raya because he's playing every single game right now. We're almost there. A massive summer coming up. No lying and no getting around that. We've got a huge summer coming up. We've got that Andrea Berta guy in now. He's a monumental job on his hands. I'm not excusing Arteta. Everyone's like, well, you either want Arteta out or you're happy with mediocrity. It's not cut and dry. You can be bitterly disappointed that we haven't won anything this season and for 5 years, and still want Arteta in the job. Both things can exist. It's not one or the other. I'm bitterly disappointed we haven't won. We deserve to win a trophy. We absolutely have a squad that deserves to win some kind of trophy in the last couple of years. We're just almost there. We're not quite there yet. Especially in the Champions League. Like I said, it would have been overachieving getting to the final this season. Next season, it won't be. Next season is where we're at because we've reached the semi-final. Last season, it was getting to the group stage. The season before that, it was just being in the first, in the first Champions League season for God knows how long. We're on a process, and other fans can laugh, man, all they like. Like true Arsenal fans know where we're at, where we're going, where we've been. I sure as hell would rather be second place, reaching the semi-finals and win nothing, than be 17th, 15th, and maybe winning Europa League. The fact that Spurs or Man United are going to be in the Champions League next season is a damning indictment to the Europa League, not to Arsenal or the Premier League. The 15th and 17th should not be in any European final. Let's just be real about that. And they're going to get found out next season, so that's going to be enjoyable. So that's my thing. I got more heated than I wanted to because, I was just dredging it all up again. But we're in a good process right now, like I said. And yeah, massive summer. If we have to be backed 100%. We went out and got Declan Rice. He's transformed our team. We need to do that now in the attacking area. A decent world-class striker who's going to bang in the goals, who's going to connect well with Saka, to get all the cutbacks that Saka brings in. Someone that Odegaard could finally click with. Odegaard's had a terrible season. He's still my captain. Still deserves to be the captain. Still deserves to be here. But he needs to step up. Whatever's happened to him this season, he needs to get over it. We need to see him shooting more. So the kid's terrified of shooting. It's really, really frustrating. It's by far the most frustrating thing about watching an Arsenal game right now. Is that he gets into shooting positions and just doesn't do it. And he did it the one time in this PSG game. And a world-class goalkeeper saved it. So, it is what it is. Yeah, like I said, one more win and we get second place. Everyone's like, well, runners up FC. Well, yeah, there is worse things than being second place 3 years in a row and not winning anything. I've been eighth. When Arsenal were eighth, we were dragged through the mud. It was a meme this, maybe they should be replaced by Leicester in the top six. I mean, how horrific is that? We were never 15th, 17th. We were never even slightly flirting with relegation at all, even when we had Aubameyang and Ozil being the meme monsters that they were. Spurs and Man United have just been given a free ride. They finish barely above the relegation zone this season, and because one of them is going to win Europa League, that somehow they've had a bigger season than Arsenal have. I don't care, man. I don't care. You can take the piss out of me or Arsenal fans when you like. I'm very happy with where Arsenal are right now. We're on the cusp of greatness. We just need that final 300 million. Get three or four top players into this team. Our injured players back. And we're ready to go. And obviously, injuries is an excuse. The Saka injury was waiting for. We all expected that to happen. He's been playing every single game for Arsenal and England for the last 6 years. A long-term injury is going to happen to Saka. Kai Havertz was a bit of a blow. He was on course to beating his goal-scoring record. He probably. With Kai Havertz, I think we could have challenged way better with Liverpool in the league. I think we could have gone to the final with Kai Havertz. I'm not saying Kai Havertz would have gotten to the final, but we would have had a better chance, in my opinion. And a couple of others as well. Maybe think, well, Tomiyasu, would he have made much difference? Jesus, would he have made much difference? Probably not. They're both incredibly injury prone and should be leaving, in my opinion. But yeah, Kai Havertz and Saka especially, just damaging blows to our season, and that was it. And obviously, you're looking at all the dodgiest crap refereeing decisions that have gone against Arsenal and no one else this season. It has to be looked into as well. So this season just hasn't been it. Everything that could have gone wrong this season has. We just got to regroup now, secure that second spot. We've already secured Champions League for next season. We are an official, established Champions League club now. We were not when Arteta joined, and he had to clear out all the crap and sort out the mentality, and then start working on the team. And yeah, Arsenal fans deserve to be where they are right now, and we just need to take that last step into trophyness. And I think that's going to happen next season. It has to happen next season. I think if we do get backed, and we do sign some world class players in the summer, and we clearly go out and we try to win. If we don't win anything next season, that's when Arteta really is at risk, even for me. This season, it's been progress. We've progressed further in the Champions League than we did last year. It's just the league. And like I said, if we'd had a fully fit squad going all the way up, like Liverpool barely had any injuries. If Salah had been gone for 100 days, do you think they'd been winning the league as quickly as they did? I don't think so. Van Dijk as well. They have had injuries, but nothing like those two players for that amount of time. So yeah, it is what it is. There has been some bad points this season, and there's been some good points this season. Let's be real about that. We reached the semi-final of the Champions League. That was great. Like 19 years. That's a long time to not be anywhere near a Champions League trophy. So we just need to build on it now. We've got a great foundation. We just need to build on it, and I'm all for it. Arteta fully has my backing. It's still 100% the man for the job. For me, top 3 now managers in the world right now. Obviously, you've got Ancelotti, but he's about to leave club football. Pep Guardiola, I guess, although he's had a terrible season, his stock has gone down a little bit more. Enrique, fair and play. It's PSG. He's the biggest wage bill in the world, but he still managed to get PSG to a final, so credit to him. Whether he could do that at Dortmund or in Inter Milan, I have my doubts, but I don't know, he's still a top coach. But yeah, Arteta's fully up there now, and I don't want to lose him for no one really, except for maybe an Ancelotti or someone elite level, and I just don't think we're gonna get that at Arsenal anytime soon. So yeah, positives to be built on, and this summer we've got to go all out. If he's not backed this summer, then I wouldn't mind if he just quit and said, "Look, you're not backing me, I'm going to go." I think he will be back this summer by the club and by the finances, and then it's all on Arteta. Then if he's backed, then it's all on Arteta next season to go out and try and win as many trophies as possible. We need a trophy. He needs a trophy desperately. Because people are just weird when it comes to Arsenal. The Arsenal hate is just weird. Liverpool fans have been absolutely disgusting all season long. Man United fans are schizophrenic. They live in their own little delusion world. Spurs has been absolute trash. Man United have been absolute trash for years now. Chelsea as well, abysmal. Well, they're about to win the Conference League, big whoop. But it's Arsenal that everyone hates for some weird reason. I think they just butthurt that they can't take the piss out of us anymore for finishing 8th and not being in the Champions League and being the banter club. We haven't been the banter club for about 4 years now, and I think everyone really is upset about it, and I think that's why everyone's just weird when it comes to Arsenal. It is what it is. And most of the time I laugh it off because it's just genuinely funny and just puzzling, but every once in a while it does get a little bit annoying, and if you don't understand it, what the hell is going on. But anyway, let me know what you think about the season. Obviously, we've got Liverpool next. We've got a couple more games. I think Villa and Southampton. Win one of those games and we've secured second spot, and then we go again next summer. Let me know who you think we should sign in the summer, and do you think we can realistically win a trophy, any trophy next season? Let me know in the comments. I've tried to keep this as emotionless as possible. It's difficult. Arsenal brings up emotion in me, but I've tried not to rant. It's bitterly disappointing not getting to the final. I think it would have been amazing. I think it would have rescued our season. Even getting to the final and not winning it, I think still a success in my opinion for Arsenal. Everyone telling us that we bottled it didn't even have us anywhere near the Champions League final at the start of the season, which is hilarious. It's just so ironic. So yeah, let me know what you think about the season. Do you think Arteta should stay? If not, who do you think should come in and take over? Because I think the list of somebody better than Arteta is extremely small. So it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll do a couple more videos probably for the end of the season, before the end of the season, should I say. I won't do a Liverpool game one until the end of next week, to be honest with you. I've got work, so and then I don't know about Villa and Southampton. I haven't checked my schedule, so yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and like and subscribe if you haven't done already. I appreciate that as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Have a good weekend. Adios.